Okay, this is part one, lesson three, topic B. Okay, there's a couple things about importing tasks from other programs. Uh, First of all, it's compatible with other Microsoft products. So you got Excel, SharePoint, but also other formats. And if I have other formats, what I first like to do before I put it into project, I usually put it into Excel. So you got a CVS or CSV or something like that. Uh, Put it in Excel, then bring it into Microsoft project. But you got to be careful. You pull out these strange projects from the internet. You got to be careful. You might get a virus. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Trust Center. There's again, there's several programs, and there's actually more than this. But we're just going to focus on Microsoft Excel. I'd prefer if we got good at Microsoft Excel than being okay with the others, all of them. So we're going to focus on Excel. Okay, this page should look familiar. So to import, first thing I'm going to do is click on the File tab. Scroll down to Options and click on that. There's a bullet that says Trust Center. Go ahead and click on that. Okay, go to Settings and click on that. If you see that legacy formats, click on that. And then you want to put on the strictest filter, which is that first one. And it's probably the default, but just in case, click on that. It's the safest way to operate. Okay, let's do some importing. This is the start page. Looks familiar. We're going to open a file. Okay, we're going to go to this drop-down menu right here. So I'm just going to click on any of these files. It doesn't matter. Even if it's not going to work, I know none of these will work because it's not in the right format within Excel. But if I choose an Excel format, any of them, then click OK. The next thing you'll see is the import wizard. Okay, this screen will pop up. So just click on Next to continue. That's what we want to do. We want a new map. By map, what they're saying is they're going to go from Excel into project. That's mapping. So we want a new map. Click Next. We're just going to focus on a new project in this lesson. Later on, if you get some extra time, go ahead and play with the different selections. But as a new project is what we want. And just click Next again. Okay, we're going to click on Task. And if your Excel file has headers, this would be something like, you got the information, but it's something like January as a header, or February, something like that. If you want to include those, click this box. But if it doesn't have that, it's just got the information you want on your project, click. Make sure you don't click that, and play with it a bit. All right, you'll be able to tell right away when you open up your project if you got it right or not. Again, we didn't have the right format, and that's not important. I just want you to see the wizards. And this is basically what you come up with last thing. And it's looking for, what project is doing is looking for an Excel field that's in the format that we can import directly into project. In this case, the file I chose didn't have that. So we'll do one that does work. Okay, turns out that the Excel workbook that I chose was actually a quiz I gave in class. So what's going to happen here is project's going to try to force it. And I wanted to show this because no matter what the format is in your Excel, it's going to try to force it. So you got to make sure the Excel format is compatible with project in the order you want it. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if you have a choice between putting a project in Excel or project in project, first of all, put it in project. And then if you want to edit it in Excel, copy it and paste it to Excel. Do your editing and then redo it like this. Because you can see what happens here. This is not going to be a pretty looking project at all. But a couple things we have to do, right? Workbook contains sheets. In this case, it defaults to sheet 1. If I had more than one sheet, it asked I could put in any of the sheets in there. Okay, but I put in sheet 1. Again, I know it's just bogus, but project will do it. But what I really want you to get out of this is how the wizard works. So once I got the right sheet, the Excel format that I want, click Finish. Okay, I'm going to do something a little bit different than I did in the previous videos for the activities. I'm not going to do a video showing how to do it. Just click, click, click. Let's just step through this one together, the actual project. So if you look at this, this is actually the Windows start screen. In this case, the browser's been set up to start automatically. Okay, this is the Windows start scene. As soon as you start up your computer, this pops up. Now you see that circled icon at the bottom? That's the Files Explorer. That's how we're going to find out our files, where they are. So we're going to click on that. And this is where I keep my data files, right? So you can see this in Microsoft Project. I created a separate folder. Then I got a subfolder in that, data files. And then we had the creating and organizing task. That's one that we downloaded, the data files. So the one I'm interested in is getting that landscape task list, right? You can see it's an Excel format. Okay, so I click on the landscape plan, and this pops up. So what I've done is now I've gonna copy this. So I'm gonna select all these, hit copy, and that's all I got to do on this window. I also want to show that task is that's a header. Back previously we were talking about headers. That's what a header looks like. So basically I'm just going to copy this. Then I go back to project. I'm just going to paste. So it's copy and paste. All right, just like any other Microsoft product. Next thing we want to do is do the home move plan. And this one we're going to start a fresh new project. It's not going to be a cut and paste. So you can see the home move plan. Go ahead and click on that. Highlight the home move plan. These are all the Excel files it's looking for. Home move plan. Go ahead and highlight that. Then click open. Just click open. That's all you have to do. Okay, we're going to want a new map. And mapping is basically saying, how do I go from Excel to a project? That's mapping. So we're going to do a new map. And it's telling project, we're going to map from Excel. And it's going to be brand new. It's something we've not seen before. So we click on new map. This is new map right here. Click on next. And then this part of the wizard pops up. This is a new project. And you're free to fool around with those other radio buttons, but we can do this one as a new project. And then after you get all that, just click on that, just hit next. Okay, this screen pops up in the import wizard. We're going to click on task, and remember it had a header on it. It said task on it. So we're going to make sure we click on the includes headers, and I'll point those out. Click next. And this is what shows up in the import wizard. And if you look at this, right, the Excel file, in this case was in the right, all the information in the right places. So project's just going to fill out our table for us, right? And there you go. That's the difference. Before we didn't have that. Again, I do this as a warning. Do not try to start off with an Excel file and go into project. It's better to go from project into Excel. even if you have to just do a couple lines, just so you know where everything goes. But this case, we've already done it. So Excel's in the right places, all the information in the right places. We can import it. Then we have a couple choices. We can hit next or we could hit finish. So let's say we hit next. Let's see what pops up. And if you hit next, you get this screen on the import wizard. It gives you the option to save your map. That's all it does for us. And when you click finish, there might be some pop-up windows. Just click OK through those things. Don't worry too much about start dates and things like that. It turns out our Excel file has all the dates we want. So just go ahead and click finish. And guess what? We got a new project. And we're going to save this now as a project file. So save it as a myfamilymoveplan.mpp. You probably want to save it in the same place you got your other files. After you save it, go ahead and close the file. And again, I'm not going to go through this again on a video, separate video. If you have any questions, go ahead and get a hold of me.